Jacksonville to play starters, including rookie Travis Hunter, in preseason opener against the Steelers. Coen says quarterback Trevor Lawrence, center Robert Hainsey, and others expressed a desire to get some repetitions in the preseason. Jacksonville, Florida, Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter will make his professional debut playing both sides of the ball. Jacksonville Jaguars coach Liam Coen said Thursday that Hunter and most of the team's other starters will play in their preseason opener against Pittsburgh on Saturday night. "Everybody's going to play in this game," Coen said. "A lot of the guys want to play. 2 new systems on both sides of the ball. You can do whatever you want, but everything leans that way in probably being the best thing for our team right now." The Steelers have not announced whether they will play any starters. Coen said he planned to connect with Pittsburgh coach Mike Tomlin later Thursday to share his plan. Coen said quarterback Trevor Lawrence, center Robert Hainsey, and others expressed a desire to be on the field in at least the first preseason game. Lawrence hasn't taken a snap in a live ball situation since sustaining a concussion against Houston in early December. He had season-ending shoulder surgery soon thereafter. "I'll be excited to get back out there," Lawrence said. "It's been a while, so anytime you can play, even preseason, it means something to get on that field." Lawrence is learning his third offensive system in 5 NFL seasons and has 2 new receivers, including Hunter, as well as 2 new offensive line starters. The Jaguars even have several new faces on defense too. "All of that is kind of what points to playing," Coen said. "Look, if we had 3 joint practices and 2 days of work within each of those joints, we probably wouldn't be playing starters. That's just kind of where we're at. We've got to go and probably take advantage of these opportunities." All eyes will be on Lawrence and Hunter, who is trying to become the most diverse player in NFL history. The former Colorado star and the 2nd overall pick in the NFL draft is penciled in as a starting slot receiver and a backup cornerback in Jacksonville. Hunter started switching sides of the ball in practice last week, the latest expansion of his dual role. "He wants to prove people wrong," fellow cornerback Jordan Lewis said. "I feel like that's the type of mindset you have to go and be awesome and a competitor out here. Of course he has all the skill sets, but I think it's the mental aspect of it that makes him different. He's going to show you. He's going to try to do it tenfold and put his best foot forward doing both things, and whatever they ask him to do, he's going to do it at full speed. Like I said, his mental fortitude for it is unmatched." Whether it was from the buzz. The Jaguars' preseason opener against the Pittsburgh Steelers was no ordinary August matchup. This was the night the franchise had decided to roll the dice, letting their starters take the field from the first whistle. And among those starters was a name already echoing through the league's grapevine: rookie Travis Hunter. It wasn't often a rookie cornerback/receiver hybrid got this kind of stage in a preseason game. Traditionally, preseason was for evaluations, depth chart shuffles, and giving stars the night off. But Jaguars head coach Liam Coen was shaking things up. He wanted his team's top guns, Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen, Christian Kirk, and yes, Hunter, to get real reps against real competition, not just vanilla training camp drills. "Steel sharpens steel," Coen had told reporters earlier in the week. "You can't simulate the speed and unpredictability of a live game with the stakes raised. The Steelers are physical, disciplined, and dangerous. That's exactly the test we want." Hunter, the 21-year-old rookie, stood at the heart of that test. A 2-way player at Colorado, he'd built a reputation for refusing to be defined by one position. His feet could move like a shadow across grass. His hands were magnets for the football, and his football IQ was already being compared to veterans who had seen a decade in the league. Now, wearing the teal and black, he had the chance to show the NFL why Jacksonville drafted him not just for potential, but for impact, immediately. The Jaguars' locker room felt different this preseason. Last year's playoff run had lit a fire, and the message was clear: no more rebuilding. This was a team aiming for January and beyond, and preparation for that had to start in August. The starters taking the field tonight wasn't about showmanship, it was about setting the tone. For Hunter, it was about more than that. He knew the history. The Jaguars had rarely gambled on 2-way players. The NFL itself often looked skeptically at those who tried to juggle offense and defense at the highest level. But Hunter's college tape had made skeptics swallow their doubts. He wasn't just good at both. He was elite at both. And now, he was facing a Steelers team that prided itself on making life miserable for rookies. The Pittsburgh secondary was aggressive. Their pass rush was relentless. On offense, Kenny Pickett was expected to test any corner brave enough to line up across from George Pickens. That meant Hunter's defensive snaps would not be a light workout. The stadium roared as the Jaguars' offense took the field first. Trevor Lawrence looked calm, scanning the defense with his trademark patience. Hunter jogged out, lining up wide on the right side. Across from him was Joey Porter Jr., a Steelers corner known for his physical press coverage. Snap. Hunter exploded off the line, Porter's hands reaching for a jam that never landed. Hunter's release was too quick, too sharp. He cut inside, caught a bullet from Lawrence, and turned it upfield for 15 yards before being wrapped up. The crowd's cheer felt louder than a normal preseason game. It was as if they were watching a promise unfold in real time. Hunter didn't even have time to bask in it before jogging to the sideline. A moment later, he was back on the field, but now on defense. Pickett tested him immediately, lofting a deep ball to Pickens. Hunter mirrored the route like he'd run it himself, rising with Pickens and getting just enough fingertips on the ball to break it up. The crowd erupted again, and Hunter's teammates mobbed him like it was a game-winning stop in December. It wasn't just his skill, it was his presence. Hunter brought an energy to the field that seemed to ripple through the Jaguars roster. Christian Kirk ran sharper routes. The defense's communication was crisper. Even the veterans felt it. Josh Allen, the defensive captain, slapped Hunter's helmet after the play and shouted something no one could hear over the crowd. For the rest of the first quarter, Jacksonville's starters traded blows with Pittsburgh's. Lawrence hit Calvin Ridley for a score. The Steelers answered with a Najee Harris power run. Hunter played 12 snaps on offense, 11 on defense, and returned 2 punts, showing the stamina that had made him a legend at Colorado. By halftime, Coen's plan was clear. This wasn't about winning or losing tonight. It was about forging a mentality. The Jaguars weren't easing into 2025. They were sprinting into it, full speed, with their best players setting the standard. When the starters' night ended early in the third quarter, Hunter stood on the sideline, helmet in hand, watching the backups take over. He wasn't grinning. He wasn't celebrating.